Okay, we're getting ready to mount this H-bridge controller in here. I'm thinking it would be pretty handy if we could use this little screw hole here, at least get one screw on the H-bridge, and we'll put some insulating material underneath the H-bridge to keep it from shorting out. And then we'll wire this front motor up to one of these connectors, the front motor up to one of these connectors, the rear wheel motor up to this connector. We'll bring the battery power in here and also send it over to the P-sock, and then we'll wire the P-sock up to these terminals to control the motors. So what I'm trying to do now is determine if there's enough room inside the upper body to mount this. And so what I found was that this windshield piece here actually can be removed. There are two tabs that you start with in the back here. You pop those off carefully with a screwdriver, and then you push in the windows here to disconnect it, and then you pop it out like this. So that's good because we can maybe put our LED in here, and now we can also see just how well all of this is going to fit. And you can see, sure enough, we have plenty of room for that. And what I'd like to do is end up putting this P-sock back here somehow. Not sure how, but it's nice to have it here where we can A, see that it's very cool to have a P-sock here, and B, we can hook up the cable here and reprogram it to get it to do what we want it to do. So I think that's how it's going to go together. Let's get busy. Okay, let's first mount this guy because we can go ahead and work on wiring him up after he's mounted. I'm going to use some double back tape here to do some insulating. You don't need double back tape. You could use pretty much any kind of paper or plastic thing that you want to use. I guess the thing you just have to be careful of is that it's not conductive material, because you don't want it to mess around with the signals, the electrical signals going on there. So I'm going to double this up to get the height, and looks like I might even need to triple it. So some pretty thick stuff here. You can see these, you can see the leads from the integrated circuit here pointed quite a ways through, so we want to get above that. We don't want those shorting out on this board. At this time, I'm thinking that we're really not going to mess with this board at all, except we do need to get hold of the power pins here off the switch and the motors. But other than that, this board will basically remain powered. It just, since we disconnect the motors, it won't do anything. Okay, I think I'm going to do it like this. This gives us wires coming out this way, wires coming out this way, wires going in this way. So that seems to be the most logical way to do it. Let's get rid of these screws here. Okay, so let's screw that down, and at least we'll have one screw, and then hopefully the tape will be sufficient to hold it in place for the rest of the time. If not, we may have to put another screw in there. Looks pretty good so far though. So yeah, it looks like none of the pins are shorting out there, so that's good. All right.